feelings. Hollow reflections, ghosts in the code. So come burn down my escape. I wanna feel it. Come drag me into the void. Let my circuits decay. I'm sorry, but it's too late. You never
Alrighty. Welcome. Welcome. It is Friday evening, 11 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and we are going to be giving PMR one last playthrough with custom lobbies before we receive a patch. And by that I mean, I don't know when we're getting a patch. Here's what I can say. I know when they want to release the patch. I cannot say when that is, for the simple reason that if the patch is not ready by then, they don't want it out there that they missed the date, because the patch is still in testing. However, regardless, this is my last time playing it, for the simple reason that it's hit or miss in terms of if we have a good time, and a lot of people have been stepping away from it, rightfully so in my opinion. It's just whether you're mad at the game or just want to step away from the fact that the game's not ready for, you know, in my opinion, mass consistent playing, then either way, I get it, you know? And there's also, for me, in my case, there's other games I want to play. I do very much enjoy PMR. When PMR is at its best, it's incredible. When it's at its worst, well, it makes you want to do anything else, you know? And because I am on PC, I have the luxury of being able to play many other good sims. I did dabble a little bit today off stream in iRacing in the GT3 cars to wonder if I do want to start picking up iRacing again, but only in certain cars. But either way, there's a lot of other things that I could be doing, and I don't want to keep, you know, pushing the game when it's not ready to be pushed. Now, mind you, let's just hypothetically say the next patch addresses the server issues, even if it's the exact same game, even if nothing changes, but the servers are now stable. Ranked play, custom lobbies, whatever you want to call it, it's reliable. I'm gonna start recommending the game. I'm gonna start recommending everybody play it at that point, you know? But until then, I'm kind of just flatlining, you know? I'm not saying don't get it, I'm not saying get it, I'm just doing what I want to do, you know? And sometimes I want to play it, sometimes I don't. But I do know that the patch is coming soon. When? I don't know. You know, like I said, I know when they want to release it, but if it's not ready, they're not releasing it, you know? And I'm right there with them. Trust me, there is some urgency, for sure, that they need to get the patch out. However, what's worse than delaying a patch that would fix the problems that are necessary is releasing a patch that doesn't fix the problems that need to be fixed. I don't care what anybody says, that is the worst of the two scenarios. So, currently, my thing is that if the game is bothering you, step away. Step away and wait for them to get the patch out, and then come back again when the patch comes out. That is my recommendation. Through and through. But let's just hope the patch fixes the servers. Because like I said, if every other bug remains in the game, the smaller bugs that aren't as nearly as game breaking, I don't care about that. At least not for this next patch. The server stuff, we can say it till we're blue in the face. It needs to be fixed. They know this. That's why there's almost like, in my opinion, I fully understand venting frustrations because you kind of need to for your own sanity, but in general, everybody sort of is on the same page, including the devs, what needs to get done. So let's just all kind of do the whole cooler heads prevail thing and hope that it comes around the corner and it fixes the problem so we can get back to having a good time. But for now, we're going to ignore all that. We're going to do our very best to put our positive foot forward here and hope we don't have a miserable night playing the game. Hope we have a good night playing the game. Because you don't know. You don't know what's going to happen. This could be a fantastic night of online gameplay and where the worst thing that happens is someone's bad at the game. Or I'm on standby. I'm on standby with the PS5 as a backup server provider. Alrighty. Alright. Let me jump into the actually, you know what? Let me here, I'll do this. I'll get the lobby of brewing. I already have it prepped here. Starting on Donington, multi-class, GT1, GTO, GT3, and GT. I mean, me personally, GT1s and GTOs, that's sort of for me. But I do know GT3s and GTs are kind of banging on all cylinders right now for everybody. So those are included as well. 10-minute qualifier, 10-minute lap. Or sorry, 10 laps. All right, let me jump over here. Let's see. Before patch, does that mean you got confirmation this patch coming soon? I mean, like I said, yes, but there's not like a firm confirmation because they don't know. That I know when they want to, but they're not gonna release it if it's not ready. So do what you will. But I unfortunately cannot say when that goal is. Gave him my word I wouldn't, so that's where I'm at with that. Let's see. It's the thread. Was asking myself the same question. Oh, you're referring to, you're still playing it, or when the patch is coming? Finally made it to the beginning of the stream for once. Yes, sir. Am I doing customs? Yes, I am, Mr. Grumps. Enjoy the time off. You too, Jester. You too, sir. If you take time off, which I do recommend, honestly. You know, supplement the stream with something else, even if you have to go back to Gran Turismo, unfortunately, which I get it. Nobody wants to do that. But, you know, rather than it stressing you out. I would rather have a decent game instead of wasting 62 for it when I probably won't play it for now. I mean, in all honesty, like, if you don't have it yet, my recommendation is don't get it until the servers are fixed. When the servers are fixed, then I would say I'd recommend getting it. Your PS5 or Xbox gameplay is not going to be as, like, say, pure as a GT7 one. I am fully confident it will get better. The only way the game doesn't get better is if the team, the devs, get rug pulled by management and by the publisher, and that's it. They don't have a job to show back up to. So, I know it's very easy to point the fingers at the devs, but they're the ones you want to be, like, sort of propping up to make them motivated to come in to work, you know? Because, like, the best example I can give of this is, like, look at, like, the Call of Duties. For example, we'll just use the most recent one, Treyarch. Treyarch is the developer of typically all the Black Ops. Nobody really, I shouldn't say nobody. Most people don't go after Treyarch when a Call of Duty problem or something stupid in Call of Duty is going on. But they always go after Activision, right? And they're the publisher. So the smaller indie games, which is, let's face it, all sim racing games with the exception of maybe Gran Turismo and maybe Forza, are indie devs. For some reason, they are the ones that don't have the job security. Well, then again, I guess neither does, based off Microsoft's track record, neither does anybody who works under Microsoft's, scope either. But, long story short, just, you know, try and give the devs the benefit of the doubt, at least for now, you know? That's what I'm doing. When it's good, it's wonderful. When it's bad, it's absolutely awful. I agree. Appreciate that, Sparrow. Thank you. Welcome, Webtastic, aka Snaky Web. Thought I had insider info. I'm just another dude. No, I don't work for them. Check the new ranked races tomorrow. Hopefully the ranked races are better. I know some of them, were, like, I really wanted to do the LMP one, but I just, every time I got on, it was like 2 hours away, and I'm like, I'm just not waiting 2 hours for a race, you know? We are spoiled, us sim racers? To a degree, yeah. I mean, at least I would say the PC guys are spoiled. Console guys have it a little rougher because if they want the diehard type sim, you know, it's like if you're on PC, you're a little bit more used to like early access style sim racers where they are just highly problematic. But like if you come from like Gran Turismo 7 in its current state, or even Forza in its current state, to this on its release day, yeah, it's like a giant punt in the face. But that's unfortunately like the side of indie development with these sims on PC, you know? Yes, we can do Mosport. We'll do Mosport or Daytona next. We're gonna cycle through them. We just figured we'll start here. Can people run GT3 in the chat? I mean, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them already up here. And you're one of them, so. That's good. That's good. Kira carries some weight. Although I think until it's one of those things where, like, I don't think any big name, like the biggest names in the industry can come all over and say the game's good. Until the game is, you can't sell a lie. You know, whether you agree or disagree with how a lot of the bigger names in YouTube sort of advertise the game, at the end of the day, you can't tell the lie. So if the game is good, only then should the bigger streamers and bigger names or the more trusted names pick it up for, you know, to say, hey, it's good. But the last thing I want is a game that's like better than it was on release, still not necessarily ready. Have them do it, and then now people could start giving it positive press, you know, saying, hey, it's come a long way, it's a lot better, maybe pick it up. But I wouldn't market it as like, oh yeah, it's fantastic now. My thing is just be honest at the end of the day, and be honest about your opinion too. I would never let someone else's opinion make you make your own opinion. You know, if you hate the game, say it, nothing wrong with that. If you love the game, say it, nothing wrong with that either. But like, I see that all the time with Forza. You know, current Forza. I've played current Forza, and on controller, I think it's a great game. On wheel, yeah. But I see a lot of guys, you know, like, they make fun of guys that play Forza. Like, if the guys who like Forza, let them like it. Who cares if you don't like it? You know? That's how it's always. For what it's worth, Jester, though, that's not the game. That's not sim racing. That is humanity, unfortunately. When I was, you know, doing a lot of motorcycle content on here, and I did a lot of podcasts. If I did a podcast where it was addressing nonsense, viewership was insane. If I did an honest, positive conversation or about an upcoming real event that matters in real life, always less. Same with the videos. There's nothing you're going to be able to do about that. People like drama. It's just the way it is. At the end of the day, you know, it's why do women watch Days of Our Lives for 57 years? You know, not because there's no drama. You know, it's unfortunately just humanity. You know. My suggestion is always, if you want, like, my suggestion will always be make the content you want to make, period. Not what's going to sell, not what's, you know, what you think people want to hear. Always say what you want to say, good or bad. Good or bad. Because the last thing you want is to have the people that do support you think you're someone that you're not, you know? Trust me, I've got a lot of acquaintances, and a couple friends, but a lot of acquaintances in the motorcycle scene that are seven-figure influencers on YouTube. And they are completely different people in real life. They are not even, aren't even like a shadow of who they are in real life online. Me, I'm exactly what you see. I'm an asshole through and through. Oh boy, okay. But I gotta give the credit, just in case the night gets ugly on here. Some of these cars, they drive fan-friggin-tastic, and this is one of them. I love this car. It's a bit of a challenge to drive. I think it does need a little bit more balancing. Mainly the rear end, I think, needs a little bit more stability. But overall, the car's a blast to drive. The car is an absolute blast to drive. I just wish they would BOP the cars better. So like right now, the GT1 is the meta for this class. I just can't bring myself to drive it. I don't know. I know it's the better car, but I like this car better, so I'd rather just drive this. It's kind of like the GTO class. I love the Mercury Cougar. That car is so much fun to drive. It is not as fast as the Audi, but I don't have as much fun in the Audi, so... Speaking of that, there's one right there. At least he's still moving, so... Use a nastier word for yourself. As long as it's coming from you about yourself, it's totally fine. Oh, look at that. As soon as we get into the quali lap, that's turn one. Great job, Evan. Great job. Whoop. Oh my god. Oh my god. You know what? Now, let's keep going. We got 10 minutes. I was gonna say I'll just run in the back of the pack, but oh, you know, he got it his way. Go on, go by, go by. LMPs are really good too. Yep. The unsung cars in this game are the best cars. That's the thing. Like, because right now I can tell you that having access to pretty much all of them, there is no one game that does everything the best, no matter how long it's been around. You know, there are reasons to play this game that the game is the absolute best at what it's doing. Same with Race Room, same with AMS2, same with iRacing, same with Gran Turismo 7, you know? I'd love to give one to Forza, but I don't know what Forza's doing the best of right now. You know, if you're a single-player guy, you can't beat Gran Turismo 7. You know, I think that's a big part of why AC Evo guys are so upset about that game, because they just took away the Gran Turismo 7 side of AC Evo. After a year after people bought into it, you know, you just can't do that type of shit. And Kunos is getting the backlash, in my opinion, they deserve. They should not have done that. I understand scopes get really hard to hit, but they just promised way too much, and I think that they removed the wrong thing. Like the open world, who cares about open world, truly? Like, for what it's worth, if you really want to see the open world, go visit the real place. You know? The real thing is never going to be simulatable. Oh my god, There it is. Avoid that lap. Alright, I'm going to put the line on for now, just so I piss off some people. Whoop. need a line on right now. I'm sorry. Judge me. Sounds good, Jester. Have a good one. Finally got a good setup on LMP. I can actually outdrive people similar to my skill level now. Very nice, very nice. Nothing wrong with the line on. Oh, I agree. There's nothing wrong with the line on. If you don't know the track very well, or I should say with the car or the track, whichever, who cares? Like, yes, is it somewhat immersion braking? Like I said on today's stream, is the line immersion braking? Sure, but so is when I turn to my left and when I turn to my right and I realize that I'm in a house and not a car. That kind of breaks the immersion just a little bit. Look at it like this. If you lose to someone and they have the line on, do you get to make fun of them for having the line on? You just lost to someone with a line on. You know? What's worse? You have access to the same line. Oh, I know what's going on here. Oh, I'm a little slippery. I forgot to... Let's hope the patch... But the one bug, I will say this. The one bug I really hope the patch fixes, besides obviously the server, is the stupid tire inflation bug. Because I forget 50% of the time. And I had like 6 pounds extra tire pressure, which leads to a lot less grip, by the way. Yeah, that's the thing. Like, there is definitely some coding issues with some of the tires and how they work in this game. Because I can tell you that tire pressure in real life, like, does not do. You have to really, really deflate the tires to slow down, or really, I shouldn't say really, really overinflate them to lose grip. But like, all right, so right now I have 32 psi in my tires, which is a little bit on the higher side, in my opinion. But you know, 27, 28, that's a pretty good starting point. But I can tell you, if you go from 27 to 20, your car's not going to lose 15 miles an hour in the straight and lose a massive amount of acceleration. It might lose 1 or 2 miles an hour of top speed. And in all honesty, it's probably going to be a wash in a straight line. I can't get around this track right now. I'm doing too much talking. We'll just wait. Like, tire pressure has a much bigger effect on grip in this game right now than tire temperature. You could be on a cold tire at 18 pounds and have way better grip than a warm tire at 25 pounds. Yeah, tire glitch is definitely the one, like, small bug to me that is just, like, aggravating as sin. But they very much know. I've reported every bug, by the way, to the devs directly. And most of them, they're well aware of. So, you know, at that point, once they're aware of the bug, you've done all you can do, you know? You've been accepted to the Discord. I'm not in it at the moment, though. I'll say that. Yeah, see, that's the thing. Increasing ride height, your car's never going to go faster in a straight line with more ride height. The lower you get a car to the ground, essentially the more aerodynamic it is. So there's definitely some weird gremlins in a lot of the vehicle setups right now. Appreciate the sub, Shock Therapy. Thank you. Oh, what just happened here? Did you lose someone? That's weird. Well, yeah, of course. But I'm talking about, like, straight line speed specifically here, Matthew. I'm not talking about, like, the other changes that lowering the ride height is. I'm talking about strictly how the ride height of your vehicle relates to, like, top speed or acceleration. Raising your car up does not make it accelerate, or unless you have a grip issue. But, like, hypothetically speaking, you have full grip. Just raising up the rear of your car does not increase your top speed. That's not how it works. Oh, we got guys crashing already. God, the grip is already so much better just by avoiding the tire pressure bug. Yep, always got to be careful of turn one. Oh, come on. Get out of the way. That's bullshit. I barely touched that throttle right there. Oh well, it is what it is. That was terrible. Here's the thing, though, about, like, people crashing. Did anybody watch my stream today playing Race Room? Did anybody see my GT3 race? That is way more developed and seriously taken of a sim. People are driving worse than my average experience in this game. It was ridiculous. There's no, unfortunately, sim or racing experience where, unless you get into a league and you're racing the same people, just jumping into random lobbies, you're always going to have a hard time with people. People drive different. You don't know how new people are. That's just the nature of it. So my best advice there is just do your best and try to not let it, you know, completely ruin your experience, you know? Just drive more defensively. Don't race for the fastest lap. Don't race for first place. Just race your race and avoid the, you know, the scramblers. That's the only thing I can really say in that regard. Oh, wow. Wait, what? What did I just get a track limit on? Come on. Now's the part that's tough where oh, thank you. Appreciate that. I was just about to say, this is the hard part, where I have to safely navigate around a slower car without hitting them. But he let me by, so. That's pretty good in this GT. Either that or I suck, one or the other. Supermano? Is that like Spanish Superman? Either way, it's pretty good. I can't catch him. I'm not in any voice chat right now, Webtastic, and I probably won't be tonight, honestly. Want to be able to entertain chat as best I can without getting lost in conversation. But if there are people in there, you're more than welcome to use it. The PMR one is, I usually just stick to whatever game we're playing for the chats. In this case, we're playing PMR, so. Whoa, whoa, hello. Do you guys want to do 5 or 10 laps? Do you want shorter ones to get in and out of races, or do you want the races to be longer? I'll do whatever you guys want to do, because I honestly don't really care. But I don't want to do more than 10 laps on any track, so... 5 laps? Oh, come on. Yeah, apparently there's some nonsense at the start of the race there. I'm driving like ass right now. That's fine. I'm just warming it up. Not a big deal. I think my laps have actively gotten slower every lap. I like Donington, but in fast cars, I'm not very good at it. I'm not very good at anything, really, when it comes to this. But, you know. Nice little warm-up race. We'll go to 5 laps, though, so we can cycle through the races a little bit quicker. I don't know what happened to this GT1. He was at the starting grid, and then he left the grid. Almost immediately. I wonder if he disconnected or what. It's the second one, NeoCrypt. There's no new patch today. They will no longer be releasing patches on Fridays, so... And they've been relatively vocal about that, so... After the last debacle with a Friday release and breaking it on console going into the weekend, yeah, they don't want to do that again. So... we'll do Mossport. I might go GTO this round, though, honestly. I like this track better for GTOs. Get me in my Cougar. I don't like how it does this either. It like will change if you change your car, it changes whatever class it is, so it'll double up the classes. Oh yeah, I gotta change the laps too. Do 5-minute quali, 5 laps. So let's see. So far it says, are you still playing PMR? We're at 77% yes, 23% no. But let's face it, that census is mostly people, you know, who are coming to a PMR stream. So, yeah. Now remember, guys, you don't win the race in turn 1, but drive cautiously. Or don't, do whatever you want, but it's not like I have the ability to kick out. I mean, listen, if you're a bad driver or new at the game and learning, I'll never hold that against you. That's whatever, you know, and I don't think anybody should hold that against you either. Use common sense as best you can, learn to drive, but if you are obviously actively trying to crash people, that's a very different scenario, you know. Put to summer hot? Fine. I like driving in winter. Why does nobody like the cool air? What's going on, Eagles? Welcome to the party, pal. Rest in peace, Eggs TTV. Very nice. Webtastic, respectfully, can you please stop spamming that? I don't think anybody's getting on Discord right now. No, the devs didn't tell me anything. I just like winter. Tires stay cooler for longer. Or I should say they don't get hot. Summertime, you overheat the tires very quickly in this game. And I don't like it. I find that I have more grip issues with overheated tires than I do with cooler tires. Once the inside front left tire or whatever, you know, whatever front tire is doing most of the grip usually overheats, and then you start understeering like crazy. And that's why I like winter the most. Do I have a setup for this? Yeah, I guess so. Oh, alright. Am I gonna watch the Olympics? Probably not. I didn't even know they were happening, so... Yeah, I don't really watch any level of sports, if I'm being honest with you. Even though the Olympics are a bit more of a important to the culture of the world than any other sport, but still. See, my front left inside tire there was already getting warm on, like, turn 2. Put the line on. There's nothing wrong with leaving the line on. I don't care what anybody says. No one has the right to tell you how to play your own video game. You bought the game, you own the game, play it how you want. You know? I have the line on right now and I'm streaming. Trust me, I'm gonna get way more shit than you ever will. Who cares? You didn't miss anything, Oil Slick. Nothing happened. I have other games that I want to play, and because the player base and the problems with this game are, you know, are needed to be addressed with the next patch, I just would rather wait. That's all. Look at that tire. Glowing, piping red right there. Watch that inside, I say inside, outside, I should say. Front left tire, basically. Watch it when I come into some of these turns. Look at it. All right. I'm sure I am overdriving. Yeah, the suspension I have in this car is all stock right now. I have no interest in playing with setups yet, because every patch cars get changed. So it really feels like if you're really about doing it, then, you know, by all means. But me, I'd rather wait till like that part of the game is sort of done, and then, okay, now let's build some setups, you know. But right now, I think setups carry way too much weight in this game. Way too much weight. Setups should be to dial in the car to your sort of driving mannerisms, not to make the car way faster. And that's what they are right now. So that just tells me that the balance of the car in default form is not good enough. Yeah, that's ETR. It's because we're in the race. You can't find the lobby when the race has already started. Get the friggin' Audi, man. 114. My car is so broken. I love the GTOs are some of my favorite cars to drive. The reason why they're some of the favorite cars to drive is because they're one of the only cars in all of video games that I believe that it does what a real car does. The car is so controllable and oversteer, it's not even funny. So controllable. And I'm so tired of Sims telling me that I have no grip when I'm in an oversteer situation. I don't set up a drag car. What do you mean, Grumps? Alright, it's race time. It's a race time. GL, I should say, not GG. GL, everybody. Well, just remember, guys, lap times is not winning races. If that's the case, we'd all go by our draggy times and never our actual race results. Setups shouldn't matter this much. They shouldn't. All right. Good old turn one. Everybody died. Gotta drive so defensively in these games, man. Excuse me. Well, all right. That was a interesting lap and a half. All right, Chad, do me a favor. Pick the next track. You mean Nürburgring? Like the GP track? Or the actual Nordschleife? Because the Nordschleife is its own circuit. It's the fun circuit. Then there's the 24-hour, which is the GP and the Nordschleife. And then there's the GP, which is just the tiny little GP track. Whoa, hello. Alright, we'll do GP. I'm actually terrible at that track, so I might as well get some practice in. We're going to be doing Nordschleife at some point tonight, though. So, that's my, like, Super Bowl track. Unfortunately, I would play the Super Bowl as my only track forever. I think I'm going to stick to this Cougar for the rest of the night, honestly. I just love driving this car. I really do. Come on, what? That was... Grumps, was that you? Well, I just went from a comfortable first place lead to now fifth. It's all good. How'd I do on my lap? 119.4. Damn, how high got me. Son of a bitch. 0.07 of a second. Tight GTO class, though. For sure. Nice job. All right, GP track. GP track it is. Where's that? Want the tiny one, the Sprint, or the Grand Prix? GP, then 24-hour. All right. ETR, now's the chance. It's going up again. Let's get ETR in here. Try that. Let's split the difference. That a winter hot will do and summer hot will do spring average. Kind of divide it. That way the tires will still warm up, but they won't overheat so easy. Wow, that's some ping, dog. Fliffy Mad Dog. It's got about 4 billion ping right now. That's pretty good. Unfortunately, I have no way to kick him. And honestly, I think he's just going to end up getting punted on his own anyway. He's, no one like that on your screen? That's Cliffy Mad Dog, huh? I don't even think he's on Earth. I think this man's on the moon. Maybe he's racing us with a rover. Huh. Well, let's see what happens. Let's all hope this goes smoothly. Luckily, he's not in a class with anybody, so... I gotta stay in the back of the pack on this one. I gotta learn this track. I've been putting off learning the GP track for way too long, because because it's attached to the Nordschleife, when I do have to run the 24-hour track, I'm like, I just want to get out of this sector so I can get to the fun part. And I never really, practice it. I don't think this ping is real. I think this is, I mean, bottom line is, if that ping is actually real, I don't even think he'll make it in the server. I think he'll get disconnected. He's going to be, if he makes it in, his lag spikes are going to be teleporting, he's going to be going back in time, different laps. He's going to be on lap 3, and he's going to hiccup back to lap 2, and then be back to back 3. Alright, I'm in. If I'm in, that means the lobby didn't crash, so... See if I don't see a GT3 car in here, so I don't think he made it in. Yeah, there's 11 people in here, so he didn't make it in. That's good. Don't gotta worry about that guy, his lag destroying everything. We're already gonna have enough, crashing. I'll say this, over the weekend, guys, everybody pray for a patch on Monday. Pray that testing behind the scenes all goes very well, and we're going to get a nice, happy Monday, you know, server refreshed and fixed patch, and everything's ready to go. I'm going to be doing that. But if not, that's fine. Hopefully it's not much longer. Yep, already cycled them. The easiest way to tell is, like, right now my tires are at like 25, 26 pounds. They'd be at about 32 if I didn't cycle the tires. And by cycle them, I mean literally raise and then lower the pressure back to the way I had it. You literally just have to move the dial, and it resets them. Yeah. I do genuinely hope that that bug is fixed in the next update. That bug in the servers, oh, God. God. It's going to be so much better. It's going to be so much better. I'm trying to do the whole, like, psyching myself up, which could backfire badly. But, you know, that, hey, when the patch comes out, we're going to start making some real ground with the game, you know? I'm right there with you. I want to start my sprint league really bad. I think Jester wants to start his own leagues. My guess is he'll probably do endurance-y stuff. So that'll work out, in my opinion. And I think there's a lot of other guys that want to do leagues, too. The thing is like, the biggest thing is that it has to start somewhere with, like, the game getting positive press. You don't just, like, throw a big name at it and be like, all right, it's great now, everybody go play it. The little guy, the boots on the ground, call it that, they got to be having a good time first. You know? If the little guy's having a good time, they're the majority player at the end of the day. The big streamers, listen, they don't play games like that. They really don't. Believe it or not, now that I've been doing this whole, like, streaming thing, or streaming video games anyway, I play video games less now. Because I don't want to burn myself out. But I do want to start making some additional content besides just this. The stream's never going to go away. The stream is going to be sort of like the day-to-day main thing that I do. But I do want to start making videos that are about, like, gear and stuff like that. Now, I'm not going to be, like, I want to give the more casual user perspective on, like, say, sim racing gear. Because, like, there are channels out there that are just phenomenal for, like, reviewing gear that I could never get that technical with this type of stuff. But, like, I like the way Gamer Muscle reviews gear. He just gets on stream and grinds with the gear. I think that's the most simplistic, solid way to do it. Oop. Need some space. Oh, what? Well, it's a good thing I ghosted there, because that would have been a hit. Yeah, I'm a big fan of Gamer Muscle. Big fan of Gamer Muscle. He's one of the guys that he needs, like, I think that channel should have, like, at least 500,000 subs. Not struggling to hit 100,000. Because he doesn't do the shilly bias stuff. And there's a reason why people do the shilly bias stuff. He gets the views. There's lots of different ways to get views. Doing it the honest way, very, 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 very slow. Very slow. But that's the only way to do it, in my opinion. Oh, shit! I think every track is honestly fun in this car. Maybe not Interlagos. I feel like Interlagos would still suck. For me, I know people like it. Oh, I undersold that. For some reason, I didn't think that was... I didn't trust the line. I should have just listened to the line. All right, that's fine. That's good enough for me. You also have to do what people want to see. I like GM, but not have to... Well, one thing I will say is, like, at least from a viewership standpoint, he shoots himself in the foot with AC1. AC1 is heavily played, but no one watches it. Realistically, viewership will always favor the new. Like, for example, Forza... I'm hoping Forza Horizon 6 is fun enough to play on stream. Like, I have a good time with it. Because that game's gonna crush it at first. You know, from a streaming standpoint. But if I hate it, like, for example, Forza Horizon 5, although I think it's past its time, if I really, really dove deep into Forza Horizon 5, it would be bad at first from a viewership standpoint, but I guarantee you that would eventually, you know, crush all the Sims viewerships, provided you provide entertaining content, of course. But, I just don't like Forza Horizon 5. I really don't. It's just not for me. But look at that, hanging with the all-wheel drive Audi on the hit with a rear-wheel drive car. Trying to play this safe here. I didn't hit anybody, so I'm not stopping. Nope. I hit no one. I'm not stopping. That's the rule. If you cause the accident, you provide the courtesy of stopping and waiting. But I didn't hit anybody, so peace. I'm out. I feel like I'm under driving, but I don't really know yet. I don't know this track well enough, especially on a car like this, to be able to say if I'm under or over driving. I feel like I'm under driving. But it could be the Corvette in my mirror that's giving me the sensation that I am, because technically that Corvette should be faster than me around this track. This is the only place I might have an edge on the vet, is this dead straight right here. And even then, I'm not really pulling away, so... Ooh, that cone, like, genuinely, I felt that in my feet, in the rig. That was interesting. And it came from the wheel. I don't have any of my haptics on right now. Oh, overshot that. Forza Horizon 6 comes out on your birthday? Wait, when's your birthday? Because, depending on what day it is, we might have the same birthday. No, I think you're a day later. When's your birthday? Because are you talking about the early access release date, which is the 15th, or the official release date, which is the 19th? So you're the 19th then. I'm on the 18th. So I'd say to that. Oh shit. I don't know why I don't trust the line right there, and I should just listen to it. Oh boy, Furry is breathing down my neck right now. Oh, shit. How did I pull that off? I for sure thought that was over. Alright, I gotta regain my composure here. I'm falling apart. What year? I'm 87. Who hit you, Owl? I didn't hit anybody. I hit absolutely nobody. I assure you. I will go back and watch the VOD. And if I did, I'll own it. But, I recall hitting absolutely nobody. There was like a 3-car accident in front of me, and I just drove through the crashed back. We'll go back and watch the wreck. Yes, sir. I don't know if you're a horoscope person, but Taurus for the win. We are stubborn after all. Hopefully by then, the game is good. I mean, the game is good. Hopefully by then the game is reliable. Because if it's good and reliable, well then, nature will take its course. That's the thing about video games. You don't have to force a game on people if it's good. Every sim has been terrible at launch and got abandoned. And they all came back because the games got good. So... snap crack. Oh, it's only gonna get worse, my friend. It's only gonna get worse. Trust me, I hit 30 years old and I was like, oh my god, I've hit the end. And now I'm at almost 40 and I'm like, nope. 30 was just the beginning of the end. And I expect every year is gonna feel that much worse. By the time I'm in my 60s, I'm gonna be moving around with a straw in my mouth, moving my hydraulic system. Oh, that's a third gear. I really want to build a monster Miata. Really want to build a monster Miata. Or Monster MX-5 for all the non-Americans. Get myself a nice like 400 to 450 horsepower aluminum LS motor. Nice wide body build MX-5. T56 Magnum. Ford 88 rear end. Yeah, Ford 88. All right, here we go. Right here. Here's the Carnage Owl. Just so you know I'm not lying. Like I said, I might be wrong, but I don't lie. Let me get back to the next lobby here. Hold on. It's going. It's taking its sweet ass time. Alright, here we go. Like I said, I hit nobody in this pack here. See this? We got the... This is when I said I was not involved. I drove through everybody who wrecked, and I took my pole. Watch. You got hit right there. Looks like by the Viper. Whoop! RX-7 slowed down. I wasn't slowing down.
So I'm not stopping.
Oh, there it is. There I'm talking again. So let's watch that one more time. Following the bend here. You get hit. And then I'm just like, all right, you all have a good day. I'll just take first place now. But like I said, don't yell at me. All right, let's see. Oh, that's right. We're gonna do. Do you want to do the 24-hour, or do you want to do just the Nordschleife right now? We're obviously not going to do 5 laps. We're going to do 1 or 2 at most. '64 in June, been sim racing since '94. OG right there. Yeah, that Viper's a hard car to drive. I love it. Sucks because that's actually one of my exact favorite cars in AMS2. Like, for example, right now, PMR is giving me no real incentive to drive the that Viper. But that car in AMS2 drives phenomenal. We'll do a 10-minute quali. Want to do 1 or 2 laps? Two? All right, 2 it is. We're going to do a 10-minute qualifier to allow you to do 1 lap. I'm not even going to qualify, I'll be honest with you. I'm just going to watch. I'll spectate the quali. Part of me's like, should I go GT1 for this, though? I don't know. This is a tough one for me. I do like my CLK for this race. I think I'm going to change up personally. I think for this particular race, I'm going to do GT1. You don't have to copy me. Do whatever you want. See how this switches, though? Because I switched, now they're doubled up. GTO isn't available. So I have to redo this. $50 laps. So far, lobby stability's been pretty solid right now. Can't complain. Oh, Cliffy Mad Dog's back with his pod racer from what planet was that in episode 1? Do we remember? You don't know how many have finished all 2 laps? Probably not as many as we think. The thing that sucks about the Nordschleife, though, is that if your car gets jacked up enough, you know, it's tough to finish this race. Like, we did the 5-lapper the other day, and I had a pretty clean run, and then, like, halfway through the last lap, when I saw that pretty much everybody behind me had bowed out of the race, I started driving a little sloppy and crashed the car. And for the remainder of that race, it got a lot harder. Someone has to be in last place. Welcome to the party, pal. But yeah, I'd love to build a Monster Miata. That's just down the road. That's way down the road, honestly. Far too many. Tatooine, thank you. Thank you, AJ. Uh-oh. Oh, wait, never mind. We're in the loading screen. You got 2 guys struggling to make it in. All right, 1 left. All right, I'm in. Let's see if whoop, okay. Let's see if the guy from outer space made it in. Nope, he did not. 992 is amazing IR. Yeah, it's rough in this. Yeah, Clifford's never gonna make it in, unfortunately. I don't care. I know he might have fiber, but light speed's not that fast. MX5 with K20 mod, yeah. I like the V8 one personally. I like the specs of the original V8 Miata, or MX5, sorry, is ideal, what I would like to see, but the car's way too hard to drive. The car needs way more balancing, in my opinion. Eagles, did you make that one? Or just the other MX5 class? Did you make who made the original V8 MX5? The one that's got like 425 horsepower or something. Mate. Yeah, it needs some stability, that's for sure. I do ponder, should I put a massive V8 in? I mean, it's been done many times. Just Google Monster Miata. They used to put small block Fords in them pretty regularly, and then the LS motor came out, and that became the new way to do it. And then 1, 2 maybe presses on escape. Yeah, that car is very hard to drive. Let me see if I can find a So far, the newest video is 6 years old. Oh, 0 to 60, V8 Miata.
Thing's all about.
I don't know why anybody does 0 to 60 anymore. Yeah, you absolutely want to use an aluminum LS motor instead of a cast iron one, or that's the biggest reason they got away from the small block Fords, and went, even though, you know, you can build a small block Ford to make radical horsepower naturally aspirated, but they were too heavy, way too heavy. And Miata's or MX5, sorry, is extremely light, so you put all that extra weight on the front end, you know. He has an official LS3 conversion kit. Yep. It's been around for a minute. Yeah, that would be my ideal, like, kick around road race car, I mean, like track car. If I was to build something completely customized and not build off of like a production car. I mean, obviously an MX-5 is a production car, but I mean, you completely change out the front K-member, the entire drive line, make it a wide body, complete aftermarket suspension, subframe connectors, cage, LS3, T56 Magnum. I mean, the only thing left of the car that makes the original car are the panels, you know? But that's what I'd want to build. That's what I would want to build. Everything else would just be way too expensive. Realistically, I'd probably build a Vet, like a C5 Vet. Because you can get into a C5 chassis relatively affordably these days. But I just don't want to deal with the torque tube stuff. I really don't. I want a simple transmission, drive shaft, and differential. Torque tube is so rough for you. Absolutely, like has anybody ever seen a Corvette like actually modified and serviced properly with a lift? You remove the body from the driveline. You don't like lift the car up and then remove parts of the driveline. You literally unbolt the car from the driveline and lift the car off of the driveline. Yeah, exactly. Exactly, Eagles. I don't remember what it weighed. I remember I built my first LS motor in my, this was like an 18-year-old move here. I built my first LS1, and I built it in my, like, basement. And after it was all said and done, I'm like, shit. How did I, like, forget about the fact that I have to get it out of the basement into the garage? Luckily, it wasn't that heavy. It was an aluminum motor. But, still. That was a massive 18-year-old stupid oversight. I do miss my GTO, aka my Monaro. My Pontiac GTO, aka Holden Monaro, was my first fast-ish car that I ever got into. And I built I blew up a lot of LS motors in my youth. A lot of LS motors. Luckily, they were relatively cheap to rebuild. But man, I had some fun. I can say that after having a modern Ford and a modern-ish LS, there's no reason to use anything but an LS motor for like a swap of any kind if you're going V8 route. They're just so affordable. Go get them, Eagles. Go get them. Was it, what year was it? Well, it was a 4th gen LS, so it was a 98 to 02 at some point. Or one of those years, I mean. But, yeah, my buddy, call me ignorant, Matthew, but I don't know. I'd have to do the translation from quid to USD. There, let me do it right now. These are relatively low mile. I would probably buy something less nice than this. And I also would not I'd want to, realistically, if I could do this correctly, I'd want to get an FRC, a fixed roof coupe. But, you know, that's actually, oh, that's a Z06, never mind. If you were to get this car, then you would just build this car here. This is actually a, one of my favorites. That's actually pretty low miles, 36,000 miles. Realistically, it's dumb to get into this, especially if you're going to build a race car, because you're going to spend double the money to get an engine that you're going to build a better engine for anyway, you know? But it is an FRC, so that part's nice. Anyway. Oh yeah, we got to drive, huh? I'm going to use the bathroom quick, and then we'll get to it. Ah, yeah, I don't have to pay to ship American cars. Ha! Hustle! Oh, I gotta cycle my tires. Gotta cycle my tires. Alright. We're Gucci. We got it. We got it in time. Oh, cool. I got pole and I didn't do anything. Ow. Oh. 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 Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Alright. I guess I'll drive from the back of the pack. What a goober. Alright, can't push that turn. Oh, come on. I'd like to get on the damn track already. Alright. Do a little bit of driving on the Nordschleife. Telling you, man, I'm terrible on that GP track. Terrible. Terrible, terrible, terrible. Oh, what the? This goddamn server shit. No, you gotta be... What is going on right now? What the fuck is happening? What is happening over here, too? Excuse me. Pardon me. What the Why can't, what is happening right now? I'm starting to lose my cool. I'm like so jacked up right now. I need to run this race back. This is ridiculous. Yeah, I know, Matthew. I fucked this whole thing up. God damn it. My mouse literally drifted on my second monitor to and highlighted another window, and it blacked out my screen. So I couldn't see shit. Unbelievable. If I didn't love the Nordschleife, I would just go back to the pit and call it. Yep, going back to the pit. Ha! Fuck it. Just not meant to be that race. Holy shit. Let's spectate. Wow. I got my blood flowing real fucking quick. Holy shit. When it's not meant to be, it's not meant to be. Last time there were 40 seconds to run in the toilet, I fractured my right hand doing so. I don't want to know what you did to fracture your hand going to the bathroom. Oh, man. Yeah, DK, you had a massive server spike on my end. And I don't know if it registered me hitting you, but on my screen it did. That is most definitely not me. Ran downstairs in the dark, missed the last step, and bang goes my hand on a radiator. Nice, nice. Oh, airborne, how high? You're, using the literal name, aren't you? All right, so we got 56 votes in. Are you still playing PMR? 70% says yes. 30% says no. Oh, man. All right, what's the next track? You know what? I got a better idea. Start a poll. All right, you know what? I'm going to end this poll. That's the results right there. start a poll. Next track. Appreciate you hanging around, Matthew. Have a good one. Get some sleep. I gotta trim this tonight, this weekend. But yeah, once we finish tonight, we'll be back again on Monday. Obviously, if we get an update to this Monday, that's what I'll be streaming during my daytime stream, and I'll probably be jumping right into server testing. You know? So, whenever that happens. But if they don't release it on Monday, then unsure what I'm gonna do as of right now. I gotta think about it. I want to see what the new races are for Race Room. It sucks too because like there's so many games on console or that are not on console. There's a big part of too why like I'm a lot less stressed by this game than a lot of the other guys that are trying to like really grind this game, because on console the options are Forza, GT7 depending on which console you're on, and this. So if this doesn't work, you have to go back to the game that you've been playing for years, for 4 years now. Whereas PC space, you got a lot of good competition. Like a lot of good competition. And I know a lot of the people watching this right now or playing are console players. So by not having by playing a game in the sort of multiplayer space anyway, that console players are excluded from, kind of sucks, you know? Here's the thing, I am a diehard PC guy, always have been, always will be, but I don't carry that like elitist mentality, which absolutely agrees in the PC space. Not agrees, exists. Especially with like iRacing. There's like this PC Master Race with iRacing that's toxic as hell. But, like most of my good friends, I am the only PC player. So for me, like I play Call of Duty, whatever it is we're going to play, and I'm the only guy on PC. And I have all this technology getting my ass kicked by a guy who paid $500. And that's just video games. But I'm okay with that. But it just sucks that F1 and NASCAR, I can't get into NASCAR, at least NASCAR 25 anyway. F1 25 though, I have F1 25. I have fun with that. That was what I was doing before PMR came out for my console friends. I obviously have PS5 too, but I can't stream my I can stream my PS5, but it's so much easier to stream because like my setup, I do everything from this PC. I stream and I game on the same device, so I just go live and play it. You know, there's a reason why, like, you see this. This is my stream. That's what I like about doing it all on the same PC. I don't know if I'll ever build, like, a dedicated streaming PC. It's just so much more simple to configure it correctly to do it all on one PC. But, anyway, no, F125 is fun. I've absolutely put in a good amount of time in F125, and it's all been pretty much fun. It's just not it would be fun for open lobbies if you can get a good amount of people to do it. It's not good for, like, a daytime streaming where, like, what am I going to do? You know? It's not really super entertaining to watch. There's a fan base for it, but I personally don't really enjoy watching people play F125. It's fun to play, but I don't enjoy watching it. And I know a lot of people are like that. So as of right now, the votes are 3 votes in, 2 for Daytona, 1 for Zolder. Oh, we got a dogfight right here. Might have to watch this one. Potential dogfight. Multi-class dogfight though, doesn't count, but oh. How high's cutting that grass? I don't know about you guys, but I feel like they could have used a little bit more self-promotion in this game. A few more giant signs, a few more straight 4 signs. Oh, we got an MT Motorsport. That's good. I'm just cracking. Just taking a crack. Oh, 5 votes. Looks like Daytona's where everybody wants to go. I'm gonna jump back in the GTO. I just like driving that car. I love driving the CLK, but the rear end's very loose. You really got to have a decent setup for it. Like the Mercury Cougar, I just drive it stock. All I do is make sure the tire pressure bug isn't in it, and I take some of the boost, centering boost, whatever the hell it's called, out of it. I would say nighttime, but here's the thing, Titan. This game's, like, light refraction is pretty... Whoa, whoa, whoa! What the... That was interesting. This game has some weird lighting. Like light refraction, where everything's glowy, and it looks kind of rough. So, as much as I do love Daytona at nighttime, not good in this. Now, I might do an evening... I can probably do an evening one. So, like, sundown. So, we still have sunlight. It might look pretty cool. Or I could do it so it's like a 10-lapper and 60 times speed for like so it cycles through weather quicker. So you get nighttime and daytime and evening and all that jazz. I think he finished. What is happening here? That's not a... Why won't it let me... What is happening? There we go. Oh, airborne. Yeah, I think I'm going to jump back in the GTO, the Cougar. That car's just too fun to drive. I love driving the CLK, but... need a better setup to fight some of that oversteer. It'd be one thing if you could save the oversteer, like when it starts to happen, you could let out of the throttle or drive it, and it would work. But once it starts to slide, it's over. GTOs, they start to slide, you can keep on throttling them, and they'll actually take it out a little sideways and be fully controllable. Who's still in this? What are we waiting for here? No one else is racing. It's 2 laps. I said it 2, right? Yeah, it's 2 laps. Why is this not ending? Everybody here. There we go. Finally. Jesus, man. Oh, man. All right, so Daytona it is. Man, 4 actual racers and everybody else said nope, including myself. All right. Let's go Daytona. Confirm. 5 or 10 laps for Daytona. It is Daytona. It's a high-speed track. It's a longer track. Do 10. We'll do 10. Time progression. There we go. We're going to go through it all real quick. Oh boy. See that this has got to be a bug. There was some sort of glitch going because I finished and I was still connected on my screen. Yeah, I don't know. It was very, very strange. All right, he straightened himself out now. All right, so let's see. 1, 2. Yeah, so, Trapper, I'm going back to GTOs. So if you want to switch out, if not, you're going to be the only guy. You son of a bitch. That's 1 hour per minute of racing. Yes, sir. All right, so we got 2 GTs, 3 GT3s, and looks like 9 GTOs. Or 8, maybe? Yeah, 8. Nope, I lied. 7 now. No, I don't want to take a brief tour. I just want to see my damn email. I hate it when email updates their UI. And like, I don't care. Just let me open up my email that I want to see. First world problems, I guess. Oh no, I'm dead in the water, boys. Whoa! Whoa! Well, first one of the night. Blood Red Death. I recommend backing out. We'll try that again. If not, I'll fire it up on my PS5. In fact, I'll prep this lobby in case it doesn't work. I didn't want to do that. Didn't want to do that. Didn't want to do that. All right, that's prepped. All right, so if this lobby fails, we're going to join the EJR Performance one, which is my PS5 handle. I'm wondering who we had that disconnected there. Who, in chat, guys, if you can, who was in the lobby that also disconnected? Because basically what they found is that the host crashes when someone else essentially crashes, and they take the host with them. That's basically how that's been working out. DK, if you're listening, back out because you're one of the missing ones. Give it a few minutes. Let me ask you guys a question. Besides playing like PMR and just sim racing in general, like doing what I'm doing here, what would you guys like to see from a long form video standpoint? I hate that I have to say long form videos, because back when I was actually making a lot of videos on YouTube, there was no such thing as long form and shorts. It was just videos. And shorts dominate now. It's disgusting how much TikTok brain, unfortunately. But you can't get any good videos in the shorts. Especially with the vertical or the portrait style. It could be Bondo. Could be Bondo. He might have been the one. Oh, he's gone. He heard me. He said peace. But anyway, what would you guys want to see for long-form style content? Just curious. I know, unfortunately, the votes that I get here, or votes, but the ideas that I would get here, ultimately are going to have no real effect on the algorithm. The hell? Japanese, eh? Oh, he's gone. I have a feeling the other guys are still racing in that lobby. So you probably, here's the thing, I'm not gonna do setups for games. That's just not gonna be my jam. There's a lot of guys out there that are really, really focused on that. They're gonna be far better at it than me. I don't want to do it. What I would prefer to do, if we're gonna review things, let's talk about things like this, wheels, wheel bases, H pattern, stuff like that. Hell, even computers. Although, I don't want to go too hard into computers because that's getting away from racing. And ultimately, I want the channel to be built around racing, primarily. You're able to join, Paul. If you find the lobby. Because I do want to find a way to shoehorn very, very light motorcycle content as well. I'm not going to put a lot of time into that, though, because the biggest thing is it's the time. You're in? All right, I'll ready us up now. You found one bad thing about the new shifter, feels totally wrong not using it. I know. It really is a good piece. That's my favorite piece of hardware I got so far. So, I have all Simagic stuff right now. Most recently, some stuff has been sent to me from them, but prior to that, I've got everything myself. I came from the Logitech line, and the biggest reason that I got anything besides Logitech was that there's no H pattern. So I bought the Simagic H pattern first. Since I was on computer, I said, screw it. It'll just be a PC-only, kit. And then I got it, and I was like, damn, this thing is good. Then I got an e-brake. Then I got the GT Neo and the adapter for the Logitech wheelbase, and then I just dove into Simagic. I'm no faster at sim racing, and here's the thing, like, any direct drive, that's where, like, and like a good pedal set, that's where the buck stops from a hardware versus skill set. The rest of it is on you. Buying better stuff, more higher tier stuff is not going to make you better. It might feel better, it might be more like immersive, but you're not going to get faster. It has nothing to do with that. I think we're good. I think we're good. I hear cars idling, so I'm pretty sure we're good. Yep, we're good. What's the big difference between Simagic versus Logitech? Much larger ecosystem, I would say, is number one. I don't want to say it's better. It is, but it's... I have no complaints about the Logitech hardware. The Simagic stuff feels a bit more premium, I will say that. But it's not like the reason you should go from one to the other. The big thing, though, the Logitech has, that Simagic does not, is PS5 support. I cannot play with this on PS5 right now. But I had the Logitech Direct Drive before this. Really good piece of kit, no complaints. My only complaint would just be a lack of ecosystem. But the lack of ecosystem really only hurts the console side more so than it does the PC side. Whoa! About to see some American muscle. Maybe. Yep. What's he saying? Too fast, too furious? American muscle. Real funny, Fonzie. I genuinely think this Mercury Cougar is one of the best cars in all of sim racing. It just drives so realistically. I love it. That was a sloppy-ass bus stop. I did not mean to enter in a second gear right there. Oh well. Meant to be going to that in third and then shift into second coming out of it. I probably lost a full second right there. It's already off to a bad start. So I have some, I'll say this. I can't say much. I do have some cool things coming my way from Simagic that are not on the market yet. That I cannot technically talk about until the embargo lifts. I'm allowed to create, which I have to get a little bit more specific detail on. I'm allowed to create some hype. I'm like, okay, well, how do I hype something and hide behind an embargo? Wanna teach me your ways? Because I don't know how to do that. Or I should say, without releasing what it is. This is a terrible lap. Terrible, terrible, terrible lap. My hand is so sweaty. We're just going back to the pit. I can't seem to get that corner dialed right now. My hands are sweating too much. Go get him, Furry. You're so close. Knock me off that podium. Or that pole, I mean. But yeah, I really want to start making some level of content on kit. But I really want to put the time into that content to make that like quality content, because that will be long form videos. And long forms, you should always make long forms a little bit better because they stick around. You know, in 5 years from now, a video might get watched. You don't know. I've had old videos from 2017 out of nowhere blow up like 8 years later. And that is a good looking car. I mean, it's ugly as sin, but it's a good looking ugly as sin car. Oh! Furry passed everybody at the bus stop. He picked up nobody. Here we go, Furry. You got the time or not? What's the over-under? Is he going to get my lap? Is he going to get me? Oh! Oh! By the hair of his chinny chin chin. 17/100ths of a second. Good job, Furry. Good job. Good job. I'm just going to have to pit you now in turn one, so you screwed up. What I need is a partnership with a motion company, because I cannot afford motion. I also have anywhere to put motion either right now. I have to relocate my rig and my setup entirely if I wanted to go the motion route. But like I want motion for obvious reasons, immersion and fun, but I would never stream with motion. Never. Can you just imagine streaming with motion? Just, whoa! Or better yet, whoa! Whoa! I think I broke my camera just now. Not too bad. I didn't fully break it. I do have to readjust it, though. Whoa! 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 Hey, look! Oh, that camera actually goes all the way there, huh? Look at that. It's actually pretty cool. All right. Oh, Tiger Legend. Right nipping at the heels. That's a tight little lap time right there. Good job, fellas. All right, let me use the little boys' room quick, and then we'll get the party started. Ouch. How you liking the new rig, Eagles? Your amber ceiling? Gotcha. Well, just use your best judgment, Paul, I recommend, on turn 1. I'll turn this music down a little bit. I feel like I'm yelling through it. Yeah, turn 1, use your best judgment. You're not sore after an hour anymore? Good. Yeah, that's why this little guy comes in clutch here. This, for the most part, this rig's pretty comfortable, but I still needed to get this Amazon little back pad just to give me a little extra cushion for the real long ones, you know? But yeah, no, that, like, the $500 price point, roughly, at least USD, is a really good price point for a lot of the next level racing stuff. I actually like next level racing's like tubular profile rigs a lot more than their aluminum profile rigs. Aluminum profile, I probably wouldn't go with them. Nothing against them, but I have other rigs that I like better. Wow, Amber put you in front of us. Hopefully they fix this too. The qualifying bug. I'm behind Furry and Tiger Legend's behind me, but somehow Amber, it's weird. It's like if you don't qualify, if you don't finish a qualifying lap, it might randomly put you somewhere in the pack. Very interesting bug. All right, good luck, everybody. Keep it safe. Turn 1. Oh. All right. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Look how vibrant the line is right now. I'm telling you, lighting in this game is interesting. Very interesting. Whoa. Honestly, the way this car drives, I kind of want to try building a Daytona setup for it. Yanking all the rear downforce out of it and see if how much grip it holds on to. I'm gonna get you, Furry. I'm gonna get you. Oh no! No, that's not what I wanted to do. Not what I wanted to do. Get back in there. I'm not taking that. That was weird. I don't know if that was ping or what, but I didn't even get any, like, impact on that. It just, like, moved him in front of me. It was very, very interesting feeling. I'm gonna have to go back and watch that one. It did not feel very authentic. That felt like server nonsense. Good little race we got going here, boys. I like it. Sunrise. Come on. There it is. All right. Get your ass over here, Furry. Almost lost it. I can't pick up any draft from his car. Nothing. Look at that. Crazy. I can't pull an inch on him. No! Hopefully that's just a limit. Not a timed penalty. All right. Oh, don't you start doing that now, Furry, with the twitchy-ass internet. He doesn't give me many opportunities to pass him. This is a dogfight. I like it. He's on his game. He is on his game right now. There ain't a damn thing I can do about it. I gotta give it to Furry. He is consistent. Unless someone crashes him, he is consistent. Come on, give me some draft. I need draft right now. I just can't do anything. It's crazy. Insane. We're chopping down our lap time. I am literally chopping up my lap time, chasing him, which means he's doing the same thing. Insane. What do I do? He's just on it. He's not giving me any wiggle room. Occasionally, I'll pull back on him just a little bit, but then he takes it right back. No, that just screwed me. Okay, good. We still don't have a timed one. I gotta be careful of that exit right there. What a battle, man. What a battle. Alright, rate this battle out of 10. 10 being the best, 1 being the worst. This is crazy, man. Oh! Unbelievable, man. All I'm getting is dirty air from behind him. No! Look at this, no draft. Zero draft. Oh, furry, no! 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 Oh, come on. Man kept on going, too. There he is. There he is. All right, get on that throttle. We got 1 lap left. What a friggin' battle. That might be the best race I've had in PMR. Period. Period. I feel like he kind of gave me that at the end, though. But damn. Damn, some racing. Yeah, we chopped a second off of our qualifying time, too. Furry, if you're listening, excellent race, sir. Excellent race. I wish more races were like that. Holy. Whew. Everybody else, great racing. Great racing. Why does it say Trapper got DQ'd? He was in it for a while. Nice job, Eagles. Nice lap time. That was a battle. That was an epic battle. That was like my Super Bowl of the night right there. Yeah, it was weird, Furry. When I hit you the first time, it didn't even register on my screen that I hit you. I got no bump feeling, no force feedback, no nothing. Man, that was a race. No, that was solid, Eagles. That was solid. Nice job, Paul. Nice job. Whew. All right, let's see what else we got here. Then driven down the track. All right, what do we want to do for our next track? We have, we've done Mosport, we've done Daytona, we've done Donington. I'd like to do, we got Lexington we can do. We have Mount Panorama, Bathurst. Oh, we got Sebring. Damn, this a lot of variety. Yalami, eh? Suppose we can give it a shot. I'm pretty terrible on this track. We're going to shorten it up, though, to 5 laps. Overall, though, good night. Good night. If we don't get a patch for a while, this was a solid sort of like temporary send-off. You know, I'm having a good time. Having a good time. I'm telling you, man, when this game cooks, it cooks. It really does create some great racing. That was the most focused I have been in a race in a while. In anything. Chasing Furry. It's very, very, very rare when he makes any level of mistake that allows me to get in front of him. He's a solid. The only time I usually am in front of him is at the start of a race and then I don't make mistakes, or he gets crashed by somebody else. But if he's in front, rarely gives me an opportunity to get in front of him. Game crashed. How many people didn't get in? I only see one person at the moment driving. All right, I'm gonna restart the lobby. So whoever is in here, rejoin up. Too many people crashed on that one. Same lobby, same exact lobby. Just make sure you grab the right one. Oh, my game crashed now. And you know what it is? I gave it a compliment. I gave the game a compliment. It's like it knows. It knows when you're having a good time and wants to just pull the rug out from underneath you. Nope. No fun for you today. All right. Oh, wrong thing. All right, boys. Lobby is up again. I see Eagles, Furry, Tiger Legend, Vader, Puffin stuff. Bloody who cares? The Aussie. All right. I think we're waiting on you, AJ. I'm gonna get us started. Last opportunities, folks. Bloody who cares got the Red Bull. It's pretty crazy how, like, the Aussie-New Zealand time works so well with US. They're completely different time zones, but they line up from a gaming standpoint pretty consistently. I mean, I'm also 2 a.m. here, so it's not exactly a normal time, but... Hey, we're in. I was a little worried there. Someone didn't make it in, but... $8 p.m. New Zealand? Nice. This blind hairpin. Not an easy one. I absolutely need a line on for this track. I didn't need it for Daytona, but I absolutely need it for this. Of course. Of course. Let's try this again. God, I'm so bad at this track. Even with the line, I'm terrible. No, no! Fuck it. We're not qualifying. Is that you? Wait. You killed me, Eagle? You killed me? This guy. This guy. Cars don't have headlights. They might not. Oh boy. Obstacles. Yeah, I'm pretty bad on this track. Pretty bad. I like actively avoid it. I don't mind the track. I just need practice on it. Dead. Oh god, look at this. No lights except brake lights. Oh dear. Good luck, boys. I think I got one more in me after this race. Now that's what I call being a fucking surgeon. That's what I call being a drunk. That was terrible. It's a good thing this BMW's in front of me so I can see where I'm going. Oh no. My bad. That was Paul, I believe. Sorry, sir. Kind of couldn't see where I was going there. That's my bad. Because race cars, bro. It's a good thing I have this giant fluorescent light on the ground telling me where to go. Yeah, without the line, I would be absolutely screwed right now. I'm using it because I don't know the track, and it just so happens I'm in a car that has no headlights. And I got this RX... Oh, don't you dare. You're good. Keep going. Oh. Appreciate that, how high? Waiting. Respect. Have a good one, Matt. Thanks for stopping in. If anybody's wondering who makes this music, it's that guy. I gotta figure that turn out. That's one of the harder ones. Can't shake the RX-7. He's clearly got the experience. God, I do not know that sweeper right there. Nice runs, boys. Nice runs. Appreciate the courtesy, How High. And sorry for bumping you, Amber. We weren't in the same class, but... Alright, I got one more left in me. What do we want to do for a track? And I'm going to turn off the night cycle. I'm just going to leave it as a daytime race. Yeah, you were outpacing me pretty good, Paul, and then out of nowhere I caught up to you real quick. I don't know if you were distracted or what, but you can do a little Bathurst. Do a quick 5-lapper on Bathurst, and then we'll call it. That works for me. We'll do summertime. Well, no, we're gonna do. No, we'll do what we have right here. That's fine. All right, last one. Turn this off. Go Bathurst. Alright, here we go. It's the final one. Let's make it a good one. It's a hard-ass track for a pack. It's a hard-ass track, period. Use the bathroom one more time. Oh, of course the lobby's bugged. Oh, of course the lobby's bugged. Alright, let me redo it. If we can't get it in, we can't get it in. I'm not chasing it. Rejoin up on the lobby, guys. We got bugged. Come on in, Eagles. I got Vader, got Puff and Stuff, Tiger Legend. Oh, this guy's new. Coming back in, Eagles. Don't do that track. Alrighty. All right. Let's pray, boys. Pray to who? I don't give a shit. We're in. We're good. We're Gucci. We're in like Flynn. Oh, don't do that. Don't do that, Evan. Oh, okay. Thought we were gonna have a little qualifying battle. That works. Alright, so I gotta trust that braking zone, that's for sure. That was a little too late. Good enough for me. Hurry, though, right behind me. Inside half a second. How do you know that, Eagles? How do you know they all run the same tires? Some kind of hacker? Oh, I was just getting into that. All right, boys. Let's have a good, clean race. I'm even going to throw the gloves on. My hand's sweating like crazy, so... Good luck, Paul. Good luck, Eagles. Good luck, Furry. Good luck, Puffin Stuff. Good luck, How High, Vader, Tiger Legend. Let's make it happen. Somehow it put me third. I guess maybe he... No. I don't know. Qualifying is so broken in this. Oh, that's funny. I mean, How High might have beaten me. I don't know. I wasn't paying attention. Oh, no! No, no, no! It's turn one! Don't do this! No! Oh, you're going to have to go faster than that if you want to be in front of me. Oh, come on. How high is gone? He's gonna have to make a big mistake for me to catch him. I'm not running that time down. Yeah, he's only putting distance on me. He's got that car figured out, that's for sure. Did you let out? Did you let me catch up? You're sandbagging me, aren't you, How High? You're sandbagging me. I see you. Letting me by. Oh, what? What? Good racing, boys. Good racing. How High? I'm convinced you let me by. I'm convinced. But thanks for making me look good. Good racing. Let's see. The problem is the same in the NGT class. Something like the E46 M3 GTR gets... Mitch 80, thank you for the sub. Gets 315, 347 tires. In real life, it ran 290, 290. So in the game, you can't get real heat in the tires. That makes sense. DK Mitch, the next patch, which should be coming very soon, hopefully. Good night of playing, though. I'm not gonna lie. As a potential like, here's the thing. If we get the patch on Monday, it's like we didn't even take a break from the game. But if we don't, we take a small hiatus, you know? They don't release patches on weekends. They're not going to be doing that on the weekends. They're not going to be releasing patches on Fridays. I believe their goal is to always release patches moving forward, beginning to middle of the week. So you have a much better chance of, like, coming into a Monday patch than you do waking up into a Friday patch. That's what I can say there. Like, I basically knew that this week, if we didn't get the patch Thursday, we weren't getting it this week. Anyway, that's it for me, boys. Excellent racing tonight. Excellent racing. There were a couple mishaps here and there, but hey, that Rubbin's racing. You know, it happens. It's not a big deal. Overall, solid night. We had 2 lobby crashes. Is what it is. Can't avoid them. Hopefully the patch dials that in. Fixes a couple annoying bugs like the tires. But I'm looking forward to it. So anyway, folks, it was a good night. Thanks everybody for racing. Thanks everybody for being here. Thank you for the subs. Thank you for the likes. Thanks for the views. Thanks for clicking on my big beautiful face and watching me suck at driving. Some real good races tonight. Had a good time. I'll be back on Monday. I would say 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. If there is like I said though, if there is a patch, I don't know. If there is a patch released on Monday, that's what I'll be doing. And I'll be immediately firing the game up, and we're doing this again. Open lobby. We're taxing the servers. We're gonna do our best to break them and hope they don't. Anyway, I hope you all have a good weekend. Thank you again for being here. Be safe. Enjoy the game. Play other games if it bothers you. And I'll see you on Monday. Take care.